Imagine a land where every man is permitted to have 3 spouses. It sounds out of the ordinary, doesn't it? Now envision residing on a mountain with 3 partners. It might seem like a bizarre concept, but this is the reality in a particular nation. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to uncover more fascinating stories from around the globe. That nation is Bhutan, a small country nestled in southern Asia, amid the towering Himalayan peaks. It is bordered by China to the north and India to the south, east, and west. The capital city of Bhutan is Thimphu. Bhutan is renowned for its breathtaking mountain vistas, unique culture, and dedication to gross national happiness, prioritizing well-being over gross domestic product. Additionally, Bhutan is noted as one of the most isolated countries globally due to its distinctive geographical position. To comprehend how Bhutan attains such global seclusion and the unusual practice of a man having 3 or more spouses, we must delve into the country's history. The earliest historical records of Bhutan date back to the 7th century, with the introduction of Buddhism to the region by Guru Rinpoche, also known as Padmasambhava. Buddhism profoundly influenced Bhutanese culture and society. Bhutan emerged as a unique political entity in the 17th century under the leadership of Lama Ngawang Namgyal. He unified the various local states, establishing a government system based on dzongs, monastic fortresses that became the foundation of the country's political and religious framework. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, Bhutan was frequently embroiled in conflicts with Tibet, which sought to expand its influence in the area. These disputes led to changes in dynasties and controversies over territorial boundaries. British involvement in the border disputes between Bhutan and British India resulted in the Treaty of Sinkala in 1865, which defined the borders between Bhutan and Bengal. For much of its history, Bhutan remained isolated from the rest of the world, with its borders only opening in the early 1960s. This isolation played a significant role in preserving Bhutanese culture and traditions. The country developed a distinct culture blending elements from Tibet, India, and local tribal groups. In the early 20th century, Bhutan maintained its independence and preserved its unique cultural identity, resisting colonial and foreign influences. Following India's independence in 1947, Bhutan reinforced its ties with India, culminating in the 1949 Treaty of Peace and Friendship. This treaty established a framework for collaboration in security and foreign policy. This period also saw administrative modernization, the introduction of socio-economic reforms, and a new openness to the outside world. Since opening its borders, Bhutan has undergone rapid economic and social development. In 2008, the country adopted a democratic constitution, with King Jigme Khizar Namgyel Wangchuck as the current monarch. Despite its limited resources, Bhutan has demonstrated steady economic growth in recent years. In an effort to alleviate poverty, Bhutan transitioned to a constitutional monarchy in 2008, following the abdication of King Jigme Singye Wangchuck in favor of his son, Jigme Khizar Namgyel Wangchuck. The new constitution established a democratic government, marking a significant shift in the country's governance. Now, let's explore Bhutan's economy, which has some intriguing aspects. Unlike many places, Bhutan's economy is distinguished by an approach that values gross national happiness, GNH, more than gross domestic product, GDP. Yes, you read that correctly. They genuinely equate the population's happiness with material wealth. Bhutan is acclaimed for its focus on sustainable development, cultural preservation, and social well-being. Here, GDP is evaluated more comprehensively, considering not only economic growth, but also factors like healthcare, education, social equality, environmental preservation, and cultural values. So, what about the economy itself? Agriculture is a fundamental aspect of Bhutan's economy, primarily involving crops like rice, barley, and maize. Livestock farming, including cattle, is also crucial for the livelihood of the Bhutanese people. The tourism sector in Bhutan is becoming an increasingly profitable source of income. With a unique tourism policy, the Bhutanese government restricts the number of visitors to ensure high-quality and sustainable tourism. Visitors must pay a daily fee that covers accommodation, meals, guides, and transportation. Additionally, Bhutan possesses valuable natural resources, notably hydroelectric power. The export of electricity, mainly to India, significantly contributes to the country's revenue. Responsible utilization of these resources is essential to ensure lasting benefits. Bhutan's commitment to sustainable development is remarkable, aiming to balance economic growth with environmental conservation. Initiatives such as the ban on hunting and the promotion of eco-friendly farming practices underscore this dedication. In 2023, Bhutan's gross domestic product was approximately $3 billion. It is important to note that, despite its innovative approaches, Bhutan still faces significant economic challenges, including dependence on limited revenue sources and the urgent need to diversify its economy for long-term stability. In the Bhutanese economic landscape, there are notable concerns, primarily due to the rugged terrain and harsh climate that limit the country's agricultural capabilities. Additionally, tourism, a crucial sector, is vulnerable to global economic and political fluctuations. To counter these challenges, the Bhutanese government is investing in essential areas such as education, infrastructure, and sustainable development. How about that? Are you enjoying this content? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who might find it interesting. Your support is vital for us to keep bringing you captivating documentaries like this one every week. Now, moving on to an intriguing aspect of Bhutan, polygamy is a legalized and accepted practice. Fascinating, isn't it? Both men and women can have multiple spouses, provided all parties agree. This may seem somewhat peculiar to those accustomed to monogamous relationships. In Bhutan, polygamy is more common among men and is viewed as a means to increase wealth and social status. A man with multiple wives can accumulate more land, livestock, and thus have more children. This not only enhances his standing within the community, but also ensures an extended lineage. However, this practice can present difficulties. Jealousy and rivalry among wives can sometimes lead to family conflicts and even domestic violence. Bhutan's 2008 constitution does not explicitly address polygamy. Nonetheless, according to the country's civil code, a man is permitted to have up to 4 wives. With modernization and Western influences, the prevalence of polygamy in Bhutan has declined. However, it remains common in certain rural areas. Let's look at the statistics. The 2022 census shows that approximately 5% of marriages in Bhutan are polygamous. This practice is more prevalent in rural regions, with about 10% of marriages being polygamous compared to only 3% in urban areas. Now for some reflection. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Speaking of Bhutanese women, they are known for their dark hair and eyes, typically black, and full lips. Natural beauty and grace are notable traits of Bhutanese women. They often wear traditional attire that is vibrant and sophisticated. They are also known for their strength and perseverance. They manage many household and community responsibilities and hold a significant place in Bhutanese culture. Additionally, Bhutanese women take great pride in their culture and their country. They are the backbone of Bhutanese society, being courageous, adaptable, and beautiful. They serve as an inspiration to women worldwide. Family is extremely important to Bhutanese women. They are dedicated to their children, spouses, and parents, and actively participate in social and religious activities. Bhutanese women are increasingly taking on important roles in Bhutanese society. They are becoming more educated, involved in politics, and advocating for women's rights in Bhutan. These women are truly remarkable and inspiring. What are your thoughts on Bhutanese women? Please share them below. Bhutan is distinguished by its challenging yet fascinating geography. This landlocked country in South Asia, bordered by China to the north and India to the south, lacks access to the sea. Its landscape is characterized by majestic mountains, part of the Grand Himalayan range. Bhutan's highest peak, Gangkhar Puensum, soars impressively to about 7,570 meters in altitude. Additionally, Bhutan is home to numerous monasteries and shrines, the most iconic being the Tiger's Nest, or Paratak. This historic monastery, constructed in 1692, is a stunning example of the country's traditional and manual architecture. Appearing to almost float in the air, the monastery clings precariously to a steep cliff, perched at over 3,100 meters in the magnificent Himalayan range. Only the Rongbuk Monastery in Tibet surpasses it in altitude. Bhutan's mountains transition into deep valleys, carved by rivers and streams where human settlements and agricultural lands are often found. The Amochu River, along with its tributaries, serves as a critical water source for the country. These watercourses are essential for hydroelectric power generation, a cornerstone of Bhutan's economy. The country is also rich in sacred lakes, such as Parochu Lake and Kwechu Pori Lake, which hold significant cultural and spiritual value. The diversity of altitudes in Bhutan results in a wide range of climates, from subtropical in the south to alpine in the north. This climatic variety greatly influences the country's biodiversity in terms of both flora and fauna. Bhutan, despite its small size, is a biodiversity hotspot, home to a vast array of plant and animal species. The country's strict environmental conservation policies reflect its commitment to preserving nature. Bordered by the Tibet Autonomous Region of China to the north and surrounded by various Indian states to the south, east, and west, Bhutan occupies a strategically important geographic location. Its rugged terrain means many areas are accessible only by winding paths, and some isolated regions can only be reached on foot. The capital, Thimphu, is situated in the scenic valley of the Wangshu River on the western side of the country. Bhutan's remarkable geography plays a vital role in its culture, economy, and the lifestyle of its people. The country's towering mountains and deep valleys contribute not only to its natural beauty, but also to its unique identity. In Bhutan, monks play a central role in society. They are the custodians of the country's Buddhist culture and religion, dedicating their lives to study, prayer, and meditation. Beginning at age 12, after completing their basic education, many young Bhutanese join monasteries. In these sacred institutions, Bhutanese monks receive training in various disciplines such as logic, mathematics, and even martial arts, in addition to learning to read and write in dzongs, Bhutan's official language. Monasteries, often located in remote areas, are centers of learning and culture, providing monks with an environment conducive to their spiritual practices. These monks serve various roles in the community, acting as educators, spiritual advisors, and local leaders. They also conduct religious ceremonies and festivals. It is estimated that Bhutan has around 20,000 monks, most trained in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, reflecting the depth of its spiritual heritage. Bhutanese monks are pillars of the nation's cultural identity, offering wisdom, guidance, and spiritual insight to the people. If you are considering visiting Bhutan, it's useful to be aware of local costs. Accommodation in Bhutan can be surprisingly affordable, with modest rates for comfortable lodgings with stunning views. However, dining tends to be pricier. For instance, a kilogram of rice costs around $1.20. Chicken starts at $1.50 per kilogram, while beef can be around $1.10 per kilogram. As for meals, they can be somewhat expensive. A typical dish like imadachi, a green chili and cheese stew, costs about $1.10 at an average restaurant. Meanwhile, a local dish like Josha Maru is approximately $1.60. Though accommodations are quite affordable, dining in Bhutan might strain your budget more. This is partly because of the country's limited arable land and reliance on imports to supply its food market. Bhutan is an extraordinary country with a rich history and unique culture. Its natural beauty is astounding, from its majestic mountains to its charming people. In Bhutan, you would form a deep connection with nature. Have you ever thought about visiting or living in Bhutan? Do you think you would enjoy everything this country has to offer? Please leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be interested. We bring you documentaries like this every week. And now, check out this fascinating video. That's all for today. Until our next video.